Warning! Alert! Alert! Ding 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 ding! Wow! We're not playing the game today. Announcement! Announcement! Urgent announcement! No games will be played today. The Fire Emblem game? Not played today. We're not playing it. Bing bong! We're not going to be playing the game today. No games getting played. Okay, was that a big enough disclaimer for everybody? Did we do it? Is it clear that I will not be playing the video game today? Do you think people will understand when they read the title that like the game is just not going to get played today? What do we think? Do we need to start another alarm? Okay, I believe you. There's no indication that that's the case. I'm leaving and disliking. Alright, thanks for supporting the algorithm. I appreciate that. That's really cool. I imagine I just like I don't even leave the starting screen. I just like stay here. It's like, guys, we're not playing the game. Literally no game is going to be played today. Don't you guys know? Hello. How are we all doing today? How are we doing? I realized something the other day that it's unfortunate. I think I actually could have sandbagged the Explorer for like one more week, and I could have done a battle here and then explored here. So what we might actually do is we'll do a double explore. It's kind of unfortunate because it's like Cynthia is behind on levels, so maybe it would have been smart to have more like EXP, you know? Great, today turned 27 at 11:03 CST. Why not do a battle in the third week? Because my understanding was when we talked to Edelgard, it like skips the month. Or was it that when we talk to Edelgard, it does not skip the month? My understanding was that it might skip the month. It'll only end the exploration session, I'm 99% sure. Okay, got it. It just skips the day? Okay. Okay. Correct, when you agree to go, it skips. Okay, well... We have a save file. So I think we're gonna be fine. Like, we made our... This is our, like, diverging timelines save file. Of, like... This either becomes... Like, I'm literally sucking on Edelgard's toes, or, like... I'm suplexing her into another dimension. What do we think about that? How do we feel about... You know, whenever I go live, I'm a little concerned that I'm not gonna have anything to talk about. And then I'm like, oh man, yeah, like, what's the next bit, Flare? It's like, what are we gonna say next? And then it's like, yeah, you know what I want to talk about literally right now? Sucking toes. That's exactly what I want to talk about. Nice. Good job. Thank you, Brain. Thanks. I'm super happy about that. No need to take risks. I will say the cutscene is pretty epic. It's pretty epic. What's epic about it? Is she gonna cab it on me? No spoilers. I will literally, if you spoil it, I will kill you. I will, like, literally chokeslam you against a wall. Don't tempt me.
Sometimes where I should have been all along. I hear that she's the...
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna be great friends, buddy. Actually, do I even need to train axes and armor anymore? I'm already the correct... What's the last class? Do you become a War Master? She assassinates Ray on the spot. It's pretty metal. Oh, fuck! Man, but I was really hoping for Rhea to, like... She said she wanted to spread her wings, you know what I mean? Like, what'd she mean by that? What comes after? Is War Master the... Great Knight or just stay in the advanced class? Okay, does Great Knight... Great Knight is a cavalry class, right? I don't know if I can... Like, how I can check these things. Okay. I mean... Is there a disadvantage to becoming a Great Knight? Like, wouldn't that just be good? Like, what's the benefit of being a Fortress Knight over a Great Knight? Great Knight's what you usually make 30. It's a less defensive class and has less overall growths, but the movement is nice. Alright, we're not doing that. So we're just gonna be Fortress Knight until the end of time. Do I need to, like, get S rank in armor for some reason? I don't know what the... Sorry. Okay. Armor... Heavy armor... No, there's like S+, which... S+ gives you armored null effect. Which I don't even know what that does. Like, I don't actually know what is considered effective against armor. Because I thought magic is good against armor just because, like, you don't really have resistances. Or is it also just effective? So what am I training on Byleth now? Just axes? Are there any other, like, damage reduction things that I can learn or something? The only difference is 10 less defense growth on Great Knight. Yeah, and that's not a risk I'm willing to take. We can class him up into a Great Knight, like, much, much later, basically. Armor effectiveness is for hammers and armor slayer. Oh, and I guess for Helm Splitter. Which I also don't know when they use Helm Splitter. Alright, we have the Aegis Shield, which I think I'm gonna use it. Oh, I have it equipped. When do enemies ever use combat arts? Literally that one guy on the Gilbert map, because Gilbert went to go to the corner and talk to them. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not enough damage to kill Gilbert, it'll be fine. And they literally used Helm Splitter. And I was like, oh my god, Gilbert's gonna die. I know that's like one case, it's not like all-encompassing or anything. I just think it's funny that is the only example I can think of. And I guess curved shot, I don't know. Like, enemies use curved shot, right? Or no? Or did I hallucinate them use Helm Splitter? Or they just group hallucination it?
In our battle, but once it will happen.
Because I don't really know what to do with my points. Like, do I just eat? I just eat so that I can... Oh, do I need a stamina point to talk to Edelgard, by the way?
Hello there.
Generic units just don't have combat arts. Hmm.
This.
Gonna go with I probably don't need a thing. Been a while since I don't remember exactly. Maybe I'll like save one just in case.
That I
I wonder if I'm gonna get A+ like soon. Actually, like, I think making significantly faster progress than last time. Which is kind of surprising. No, it doesn't feel like I did anything different.
eating
Okay, now what do we do with the rest of the... the rest of the thing? I was wondering if I could try beating the sword tournament by changing my things. Like, what if I change this to sword prowess and change this to armored blow? So it's like, while I'm fighting, like, I'll trigger armored blow and then maybe I won't die as hard. If initiates. I don't know if you initiate the combat in tournaments. Faster progress, but not having reached A+ by this point is still slow. Really? That's surprising. Because we only got to A+, like, I think week... Like, what? Like, week 3? Or month 30 or something, post-time skip last time? This is, like, significantly faster. HP plus would be better than Battalion Vantage? Probably. Maybe I can get myself out of proper conduct tournament hell. Oh, I'm also the enlightened one. I'm not the other class. Maybe that's fine. I like how this person does literally 0 damage.
You didn't give it your all.
I don't think it triggered armored blow, which kind of sucks.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
I think we normally lose on the third one here. Ooh. Yeah, now they're getting shitted on. Nice 4 damage, loser.
As expected.
The 0 damage is just very funny to me. This is ridiculous. I can't believe up until this point it was just like...
You fought well.
Like, I had no chance at all to, like, win this, and then now it's like, hey, 0 might. Like, literally 0, dude.
You've done me a great service.
Well, I'm glad that's finally out of the way. Here's back to Axe Prowess, but wonder if I'll keep the other one. I don't, like, really need Battalion Vantage. Magic tournament. Oh, Edelgard could probably win the Magic tournament.
Well, how was that?
Who entered this maid into a tournament? That's not battle gear. You should be wearing proper armor.
An option.
There's actually one of the tournament. Yeah, she's cleaning up the tournament. She's cleaning up the competition. There's a maid outfit in Monster Hunter. Way back in like Monster Hunter 1, actually. There was a maid outfit. And what it gave you was better... It gave you a lot of things. Because armor passives and skills were like hidden in Monster Hunter 1. But one of them... I'm pretty sure it was like speed gathering, like more gathering, and something like that. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, man, I want to get a maid outfit. But at that time, like, it was not super clear how that stuff was supposed to work, so it was not immensely clear how I was supposed to get the maid outfit in Monster Hunter 1. Resources were not as available. Oh, we have to talk to Abyss. People in Abyss. Let's do one more eat. We'll talk to the people in Abyss. You meant the game? No, I don't want to buy a maid outfit for myself. What the fuck? What the hell? I didn't play Monster Hunter, see people had maid outfits, and then I was like, oh, I want to get a maid outfit for myself. What the fuck? Have we done supports? I don't think we have any new supports. Oh, I guess Edelgard has... Oh, there's Edelgard and Lysithea. There's Lorenz and... Yeah, there's... I mean, we've already seen this one. Let's skip it.
Lesson.
What about this one with Leonie? We haven't seen that one yet. I don't think we've seen that one. So we have a few. I guess we do need to do them before talking to Edelgard.
Hello.
You say that as though it's a preposterous thought outside the realm of possibility, which, with all you've said on stream, it didn't seem like it. Shit, you're right.
Whoa.
You know what? I'm sorry for judging that you would think that I would want to own a maid outfit in real life. I mean, honestly, like, skirts are pretty comfortable, man. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could rock a skirt. They're just comfortable. I don't know. Maybe something about being in a uniform. A maid outfit's just like a uniform for cleaning, right? It's a butler outfit, not a maid. If I shave my legs, I could pull it off, probably. Yeah, I believe you. Or, alternatively, the other thing you can do. So this is what I think I remember seeing a post on this, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting. I never thought about that. Apparently, one of the reasons that, like, stockings were very popular, or, like, tights, like, full pantyhose, basically, were popular, is so that people could, like, hide their leg hair and stuff. Because instead of seeing hair, it's, like covered, right? So, you could also wear that, and then it covers everything. And then it just never gets removed. And then you don't have to worry about it. I don't remember where I saw that post, but you do it to attract the black butler crowd? Wait, what? Oh, like if I wore a butler outfit? I mean, the thing is, like, suits are nice, too. That's the thing about, like, I think... Like, what is the description of this? I guess maid outfits aren't exactly... what's the word I'm looking for? I literally don't know the word, but... Like... How can I not think of the word? It's like proper, like, etiquette, formal wear. There we go. Formal wear is usually comfortable. I think the only thing I don't like is wearing ties. That's annoying. Ties are so fucking annoying. If I had money to burn, there'd be a non-zero chance I'd give it a go. I mean, I know I was chuckling at it, but I don't know, man. I definitely get recommended a non-zero amount of like pictures from... Anyways. The only good part about suits is the pants. Suit pants are comfy as hell. Yes. Properly tailored suit pants are very comfortable. I think that a good jacket is also comfortable. Because the lining, like the inner part of the lining for a jacket is often like it's not padded explicitly. Because I would never pad anything that I wear for any reason. Stupid. Stupid joke. Stupid. But yeah, I think normally I like the inner material on that stuff. I guess dress shirts aren't like the most comfortable. I used to have to wear like dress shirts for work. This is annoying. I'm like, man, I really don't want to wear button-ups. Oh, but good jackets are normally good.
What do you require? Now let me see.
Wow, I have
This
high
one should
magic,
be proud of their
surprisingly.
growth.
Defense is outstanding. I'm curious what they say about Bernadetta. Her magic is so
This one
fucking
should be
bad,
proud of their
dude.
growth.
Her magic is so bad. It's so bad, dude. Oh, God. Also, why is her dex so low? I thought Bernie had a
Marvelous.
dex
This one should be
growth.
proud
Maybe
of
she
their
didn't.
growth. Fare thee well.
Alright, whatever. Was this I just came into the stream and we're talking about Poi wearing a maid outfit? Yeah. We were talking about maid outfits in general, and then I was like talking about how in Monster Hunter, the original Monster Hunter, that you could buy a maid outfit or get a maid outfit, and then it gave you like gathering skills basically, and I was disappointed that I couldn't get one. And then Poi thought I was talking about getting a maid outfit in real life, and I was like, I would literally never do that. Which Poi was like, what the fuck, man? Based on literally all of your other behavior, that is not something that seems that bizarre. Which, you know, fair. That's fair. But I think I've like kind of... Why not make a maid floor? I have drawn myself in a maid outfit before. I guess I could draw a new one. I could literally make a maid outfit. Maybe that's what we do for Halloween this year. Oh my god, I need to make a Halloween outfit. Holy shit. Wait. I haven't even started on that. Oh fuck. Wait, I don't have a lot of time for that. I'm not going to be able to do that. Spring cleaning special, flower in a maid dress, and you play a bunch of those tidying up, moving in, house flipper style games. It'd be funny. Shit. I don't even know what we're doing for Halloween this year. I could wear the goddess dress, maybe. That'd be kind of funny. Make my paint my hair green. Oh no. I can cosplay as Sothis, I guess. Or what was I thinking before this? Alright, we have to talk to the people, that's what it was.
Got a shady offer from somebody well-dressed. Noble's lapdog, probably. There was a big sack of coin on offer, but not a lot of real info about the job. It seemed suspicious, so I turned it down. Now I wonder if that was a mistake.
Oh, was this, did the Flame Emperor approach her? It's kind of interesting.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. You look different. And you're acting different. You're just all around different. Shaking things up, are we? I think that's great. Gotta keep things interesting, right? For what it's worth, it's a good look, and you wear it well.
Man. I always think Abyss Keeper's gonna be really hard-boiled or something because, you know, he's the gatekeeper of the Abyss. But he's like, hey man, you look good.
Get it?
Nice. And then it's like, getting complimented. I can't believe it. Literally any kindness. Receiving, like, the slightest bit of kindness. I'll die. Keep spinning the character. Will strike a pose? What? Hard boiled? Common Rider W memories? Wait, what? I do not interact with... do not know the reference. I'm always a little sad because I feel like... I don't really... What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to think. I need to spin so that I can think. I don't even know what the references from my childhood that I can, like, make. You know what I mean? Like, there's no references that I go like, ah, that's a joke. That's a joke that I recognize. You know what I mean? Think you would like the Kamen Rider series? Maybe. I don't know, I feel like I have terminal workaholic brain rot. Literally can't stop working. I'll keep going until I die.
Look at you! Listen, all sorts of folks wind up in this place for all sorts of reasons. Nobody's judging. Whatever happened to you doesn't make one bit of difference to any of these people.
Nice. Let's bully Flora into watching it. Peer pressure is fun. Yeah, so now I'm playing Sword of Convallaria, and I'm upset because I'm 30 pulls into the Yanana banner and I've not pulled her. And then you're like, well, it's like is it 1% in that game? Is it 1% or 2%? Or is it less than 1%? Because I don't know. I don't know. It's 2%? That's actually not bad. Arcanite's is 2%, I think, as well. So I'm 20 pulls off of the expected rate on getting a 6-star. I'm just gonna call them 6 stars because I don't, or 6 or 5 stars. I don't know how many rarities there are. 20 pulls off. Stupid wholesome abyss folk. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's cool. And I like it a lot because, yeah, the implication, right? Or the general implication with the abyss stuff is that it's like, these aren't bad people. They're just people who are like, need to be underground for a reason. 75% for it to be a banner character, which is obviously split between 2 characters. So a 0.75 chance for Inanna on each poll. Homeless people. I don't think they're necessarily, like, just homeless. Like, they are rogues. Like, some of them are rogues or, like, you know, like, mercenaries. But, like, bad mercenaries, right? Abyss is a home. Yeah, so I guess they're not homeless because of that. That's funny. But yeah, they are wholesome. I guess it's like the... Like, I feel like that's generally a theme, though, right? Like, with these kinds of, like... rogue-esque band of mercenaries people. A theme is... Oh my goodness. My brain's just not working, man. A theme is usually... found family, acceptance for who you are kind of thing. Your work does not determine, you know, the greater purview of you as a person, you know. Okay, let's talk to the other people.
Things
Whoa.
certainly have changed lately. Not that I mind. Or perhaps the only thing that's different is how you look. Or has your personality changed too?
Yeah, exactly. Some people don't have the opportunity to do honest work. Exactly. And then it's like, well, are they bad people? And then you find... Or I guess the opinion usually of people who write these kinds of stories is that, like, usually they're not. Right? They're not trying to be bad people.
Well, that's cute. Glad you're able to joke around at least. Makes me less concerned about you. Well,
Stupid,
case,
stupid,
still like you.
flirty Yuri. Stop it. Stop being so fucking charismatic. Shut the fuck up. Stop it.
Can't be. Hey, pal, how you holding up? The human body is strong, but we all have our limits. Even folks who fraternize with the goddess. How was she, by the way? A real knockout, yeah?
What the fuck, Baltus? Wow, Baltus, if she was standing next to you, she would probably make it up to your pectoral muscles. No in-between option, huh? Like, literally nothing? I want to pick this option and then see, like, Sothis' reputation go down with me. Eli, thank you so much for the super. Please donate to your local abyss, and perhaps you too can help keep unwanted urchins and possible criminals fed and sheltered. Also, plus odds to them. Okay, yes, thank you very much. It will be recorded. Nope. Oh, where is it? Yeah, we have, Ray and Lysithia are up to 75. Holy shit. They are, they're crushing it. They're crushing it. Just thank you. Just a complaint or insult. I think Yuri's face is a little more, like, rounded and soft. Like, typical anime girl face. You mentioned at some point that he wears makeup. Yuri? You know what I actually find very interesting about makeup? Like, I think you understand it, or, like, people understand it at, like, a level, right? I think we all understand the function of makeup, but it's like really, really cool to me, like just how much it can affect how someone's face looks like. And that's like crazy to me. Because I would think like, oh yeah, you could like do some stuff with it, but it's like a lot. Which I think is cool. I mean, it's an art form like anything else, so that's really cool. I'm gonna go with so this was pretty. She was cute. Also, I think it's funny for Balthus to believe like, oh man, yeah, so she was clearly like so unfathomably beautiful. And then so this exists for 2 seconds and Balthus is like, oh.
I knew it. Good thing I never officially turned my back on that beaut, huh? Next punch I
It's
throw
just
is
so
for her.
funny. You threw water, you would notice the difference. Yeah, it's just interesting. Because I guess the other interesting part of it, she's beautiful, but she's still Kusogaki. So this is cute. Are you planning on leaving Balthus behind? Oh, right, I forgot to recruit him.
Don't beat her. Look, fine. You've talked me in. Beaut, I'll need to.
I was supposed to recruit him before his paralogue, but yeah. His mother was a working girl too. He rarely mentions things like this because he's had it rough. Yep. Oh, sorry. The thing that I was gonna say was, perception is already imperfect. Like, if you think about it, this shit fucks me up. Basically, is that the concept of incomplete lines? Like, if you have like a circle, for example, but then some of the line is erased, like people can complete the negative space of the circle, right? But like if you think about that principle, it's basically that like your eyes correct like what you are perceiving, right? So with something like makeup, even if it wasn't like 100% perfect, the way that it like shifts your perception of looking at the person's face, not even just at like the purely physical level of what you literally see, I think it's very interesting to consider how, like, what would it look like to someone who has no perception or understanding of what makeup is? Like, the way that makeup is often portrayed in dystopian sci-fi, for example, right? Where it's like hyper extra and it looks very weird. So it's like, are we ever going to get to that point where it needs to look like that to look normal, basically? But the way we perceive it in our head is like, oh, that looks more similar to a normal face, I guess, in like a very warped reality sense. But yeah, you're gonna recruit the rest of the wolves. Now is the best time. I was supposed to have recruited everyone already. No. Perception is weird. It fucks me up a little bit whenever I think like, oh, literally the information going into my eyes is not like 100%. Like, that's crazy.
My word. It seems that the rumors of you receiving the goddess's power were true.
But you're still you, obviously.
No, I'm a new person.
Whatever. You don't seem.
Oh no, it was a joke.
Me, at least, that you are
It's a
something
joke.
more than you were. Something special.
Yeah. I just hope this newfound specialness doesn't spell trouble for the rest of us.
Damn happy. If anything else to do down here. Oh, there might be other people to just talk to Hey, what the fuck? Is it gone yet? Did it happen? Did it not go? Is the bot dead? Oh, I didn't open the bot today. You want to know why I didn't open the bot today? Okay. The reason why the bot is not open today is because I accidentally... So I have a macro, for the record. The reason why I haven't forgotten to open the chat bot in like 6 months or something is because I made a macro that opens all of the programs that I need, like VTube Studio, VBridger, chatbot, and Streamlabs. All of that. But today I accidentally opened Streamlabs first, and like I was kind of in a rush to get started. So I just like straight up forgot. Like I just straight up forgot to open it. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step away for a second. So, man, I sure hope no one does anything to me while my model is just standing here doing nothing. That'd be crazy, but I need to use the bathroom, so BRB. Gosh, I really hope I don't come back to, like, being splashed or anything. That'd be awful. Man, I wasn't sure if you were actually going to do it, but, you know, congratulations. Oh my god, are you doing it again? Okay, No, it was on cooldown! Ha! Loser! Ha! It didn't work because it was on cooldown. Ha! Nerd. Nerd. Loser. Stinky. Okay. So we've talked to everyone in Abyss. We can leave. We can do sports. We only have a few, really, to do. And we can go talk to Edelgard. And be like, yo, Edelgard, how's it going? Yo, what up? I guess I could make fun of the fact that your splash has a cooldown, you know what I mean? Oh, why are you bonking me? Stop. Stop it. Okay. Why? I didn't even do anything. What? Just because I was making fun of your splash cooldown? Not my fault. That you can't splash multiple times in a row. That's like a wipey. A refractory parent is natural. Nonsense. Hey, Oscar, how's it going?
Lysithia, are you alright? You don't look well.
Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine. Really. Just not accustomed to so much manual labor.
Oh.
You were cleaning the library all by yourself?
Yes. The other student who was assigned to tidy up with me wasn't feeling well. So, it's just me.
It literally is your fault. You made the plot. Ah, shit. You right. You got it. Gotta go through Yap City to get to Pound Town. I do find it really funny whenever it's like... There's just like reaction images of like, I'm about to go to Pound Town. And the like, in the context that you are thinking about it. So... But yeah, how's it going? It's going Lux. I guess Oscar also... Try to pay Edelgard. Have you plans for the weekend?
I figured I could at least dust the bookshelves or something, but I,
Go to war?
carried
Oh
away.
god.
So many books. You probably tired yourself out just moving them from the shelves.
As much as I love books, I can't say I love carrying stacks of them to and fro. They're so heavy.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well,
Why?
maybe you should think things through a little more next time. Surely you can tell how much physical strength the job is going to require before you begin.
I can do without the condescension, thanks. After all, I'm the only one who has to deal with the fact that I've worn myself out.
I only said that you should take care of yourself, especially considering...
Considering what?
Nothing. Never mind. How about you return
Man,
to
I
your
can't move
quarters?
it.
I'll finish cleaning up in here.
But I want to finish what I've started.
I
Oh.
don't mind, really. Please, don't make me repeat myself.
Fine. As long as you'll finish all this up.
I will. Get some rest, okay?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
If what I heard about Lysithia is true, I just don't know how much of it I should believe.
Well, I mean, hey, it's kind of strange, no? I don't know what felt weird about it. It's like, okay, hey guys, my brain will figure out what to say. Wow, my brain really does not feel like it's working today. Like, wow, you need help with those books. I'll help you with the books. And then it's immediately into like, well, if the thing it said about them was true, then, oh, I wonder about that. It's like, were you just trying to help her with books? Wait, what? Like, fair, but also what? Huh? I guess she could be implying something else. Like, if you didn't have the context in that scenario, it would, like, cause intrigue or something, which makes sense. That's how a lot of the C supports work, so that's fair. I actually have a problem with it. It's just my brain thought it was all weird. Another Lysithia is tired one.
I think I'm gonna pass out.
Oh, shit. She actually gonna fall over?
Oh, Lysithia? You're really pale. Yeah, I've been feeling really queasy all morning. I'm just heading back to my quarters to rest.
I was gonna say, Leonie, that's not very nice. That's not nice, Leonie. You can't just say that she's pale as fuck. I think she knows that.
Can you even make it there in that state? Here, climb on my back. I'll carry you.
Oh, that's cute.
What?
Oh.
No. I'm not some sort of infant. Always worried about looking like a kid. No time for that now. Just get on.
Oh.
I'm feeling a bit better now. I should be okay from here. Thank you so much, Leonie. I hope I wasn't too heavy. Was I?
No, not at all. Actually made for a fun bit of training.
The machinations of your mind are an enigma. Proceeds to say something like, I've sucked dick for less in an attempt to say anything relevant. Well, I mean, at the start of the stream, it was actually, I want to suck Edelgard's toes. That was the start of the stream. I was like, man, I wonder where we can go with this conversation. And that's what happened to it.
Training?
Yeah, carrying someone around is good for the legs. You're just the right weight for it, too. I might ask you to help me train again sometime.
What the fuck? You probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, you're very light. I could literally bench press you.
Anything can be a kind of training with the right attitude, you know?
Are you always thinking about training?
Well, I can't devote all my time purely to training. So it's more efficient if I can train while I get other stuff done at the same time.
Wouldn't that actually be rather inefficient?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, for example, if you're training for endurance, it seems running would be a better approach. If you're only ever training by cramming it in with other tasks, you won't be getting the best results.
No, I couldn't move it in
expert
time,
on the
damn.
subject, but even I can logic that one out.
Come to think of it,
Trying to
you
get chat
do
to
always
spice
seem to
himself,
stick to a
but
pretty
okay,
rigid
well, you know what, that
schedule,
box probably deserved.
I've noticed that you
know what, you're
focus
right.
completely on whatever it is you've set out to do. Then you switch to something else and focus completely on that.
You've noticed, have you?
Now that I think about it, you may be right. Maybe that is the more efficient way to do things. Hey, you're really bright, Lysithia. Thanks so much for the helpful advice.
That was sweet of Leonie to check on me and carry me all the way to my quarters. And in the end, I just lectured her. She did thank me for it, but I probably could have handled that better.
Dang. It's okay. You can be cringe. It's fine to be cringe. Last support.
Hey, Coco, how do you do?
Happy, what the fuck?
What in the world has gotten into you? Happy, it would be easier to understand you if your mouth was less stuffed. Kindly finish what you are eating and then say your piece.
My pleasure.
Don't worry, it's for training like the support said.
You sure you don't want one, Coco?
It's not about whether I want a bun or not. It's about your atrocious manners. Walking
Dang.
around with your arms and jaws stuffed full of unwrapped pastries? There are crumbs all over your lips, your clothes. You've left a trail of them behind you. Unacceptable.
Hey, I paid for them. I can eat them however I want. Sure you don't want a bite? If you don't have any, I'm just gonna eat them all. You have to try them fresh out of the oven if you want the full effect. Pretty soon they'll get cold. Oh, I'll explain in noble speak so you understand. They have a crisp, oven browned
Oh my god.
sophisticated spongy sweetness lying within. Not interested? That's fine. More for me.
I was going to say, not so fast. Spare one for me, but only because you insisted. It would be rude of me to decline an offering made in good faith. One must mind one's manners.
You're really dragging this out. Here, I'll make it easy for you. Open up.
Oh, cute.
Wait, don't you...
Not bad, right?
I could not, in good conscience, acknowledge this as anything but delicious.
Now you have crumbs all over you, too. Your form could use a little work.
So anyways, we started making out. You have crumbs on your lips.
Eat a snack like this. If you ate this at some stuffy party, cutting it into sensible little bites, the experience would be ruined.
I see your point. There are more types of dining in this world than I was ready to allow for. You've won me over.
What is the bonk for? I didn't listen. I'm just saying.
And litter the ground with crumbs.
A capital idea. Wait, no! At the cathedral? You've lost me again, Happy.
I would just say you're gonna eat what I feed you without saying you're gonna eat what I feed you. It's too wholesome? Yeah, I mean, I don't see what's not wholesome about... I'm just like I'm not even gonna try. Listen, I calculated, calculation was happening, and then I was like, nope. No. The answer is probably no. Okay, where is Edelgard? Okay, literally, it's here. Okay. Gonna get the good feels in on the off chance something tragic happens.
Professor?
I'm for one of the best scenes, oh no.
Professor, will you join me? There's something I must do. It will take a few days, but I promise we'll be back in time for the ceremony at the Holy Tomb.
Where are we going,
It's meant to be
Edelgard?
a secret, but I'm going to Enbar, the Imperial capital. There is something I must do there.
It will drastically change the story. Holy shit. Damn. This is like a... This pop-up looks crazy. That's insane. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure, let's do it.
Thank you, my teacher.
Something, something, burn the heretics.
Father, forgive me for asking this of you. I know how much pain you're in, how the burden of the throne weighs heavily on you. And so...
There is no need to apologize, Edelgard. You must know that I do not have much time left in this world. The time has come.
Thank you, Father.
Damn, he's dying.
Now, to complete the Imperial succession, you must relinquish your crown here in the throne room. The Archbishop of the Church of Seros would normally act as witness, but my professor will fill that role instead.
Edelgard.
From this day forward, the weight of the Empire's future shall rest upon my shoulders. All that I do will be for the benefit of the people of Fodlan.
These outfits make the silliest version of this scene. Yeah, it's like literally the Sothis outfit makes no sense for the people who are not a fan, and also you're coronating a maid.
Edelgard von Hesvelg, the crown is yours.
Oh, tired dad, man. Oh.
By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword, and by the double-headed eagle upon your head, I hereby pronounce you the new emperor. Are you prepared to take those responsibilities as your own?
In accordance with the ancient covenant, and in keeping with the Hresvelg legacy, I swear that upon this throne, I shall use my reign to lead Fodlan to a new dawn and achieve peace for all.
The Imperial succession is complete. My daughter, I regret that I could not do more for you. When you were stolen away to the kingdom, when the Prime Minister did those horrible things, I could only watch in horror.
I understand, Father. In those dark times, your eyes and your fists were my salvation.
Aww.
In your eyes, I saw true care.
Aww.
Upon your fists, clenched tight with indignity, I saw the blood that dripped and fell. Even as I bled, I felt that you too must also be bleeding.
Your Majesty, you must not leave your sleeping chambers in your condition. Ah, Edelgard. I did not expect to find your Highness here.
Prime Minister, you have misspoken. I am no longer your Highness, but rather your Majesty.
Impossible.
It is true. Edelgard is the new emperor of the Adrestian Empire. We will summon the officials and prepare an ordinance at once. And you, Prime Minister.
I was promised no gameplay and yapping only in the stream title. Clickbait streamer. Ah, shit. Ah, you caught me. Oh no, the title was clickbait the entire time. Ah, I probably deserve this bonk. But also, fuck you. Also, yeah, Edelgard being like, I'm gonna do the best for the people of Fodlan. What did you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Edelgard? You haven't seen the reunion with Dimitri with his costume change? What is normally a very serious moment is made comedic because of his change of clothes. Oh, yeah. Ferdinand von Eyer's dad shows a grim outlook for Ferdinand's hairline. Oh, no. Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, this guy looks fucking... This guy looks like a goofball.
Are dismissed. It will be some time before you are allowed to make contact with the outside world again.
No! How can this be? I... understood, Your Majesty.
Edelgard, my dear El, I leave the fate of Fodlan in your capable hands.
Father. Thank you for staying by my side, Professor. Now that I'm the Emperor, it's time to grasp my destiny. After the ceremony at the Holy Tomb, I must return to Enbar. This may be the last we see of each other. We are out of time, my teacher. Everyone is waiting for us. We must go.
That Duke sounded like Woody the Pooh. Oh, it skipped the, It did skip the session there. The instruction. Oh, I guess because we weren't there. Like, literally, we weren't there to instruct them. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Seems simple enough.
I'm a quick study.
I can do better now.
Yeah, it's like we would have not been there for the, I guess, the Monday because we left to go to Enbar. Which, obviously, it would have taken longer than that, but yeah. Alright, this is grinding maps. I mean, do we want to do these? Do we get anything good for doing these? I'm assuming we get battalions. But the thing is, are they good battalions and do I care about them? Everyone is corrupt in some manner in this game. I mean, define corrupt, right? You can check the rewards in the quest log. Monarch Studies book. Empire Youths. Kingdom Youths. I mean, I don't know what either of those do. I can't imagine that they're very good. Because they're like low level. They're a low level quest. They're bad battalions. Okay, so we're just not gonna do it. Okay, that was our save for the diverging of timelines. So now we will not overwrite that save. Because we'll have to go back. Leonie is corrupt by Gerald Brainrot. I mean, that is exactly the way that I wouldn't define it. Is renown, and if you're using the statue for Abyss, doesn't matter. That's fair. Okay, well, I mean, we could also just call it here. Because I'm just gonna be doing grinding maps, and honestly, like, maybe just call it anyways. And just say like, alright, see you guys. And get a little bit of an earlier start on my day. Corrupt, maybe self-interested and influenced is a better description. Well, the thing that I was going to say about corrupt is, like, the system is supposed to do one thing, and then instead it is, like, not doing that thing, right? Give us some yapping first. Well, you're putting me on the spot. How do I yap? I don't know what I'm supposed to be yapping about. But yeah, it's like corrupt, for example, would be something like someone be what the fuck? You baited me into opening my mouth. How dare you? Yeah, I think corrupt would be something more like trying to think of like a good example, but it's like, so there's I guess like a political leader, right? And then like under a democracy, for example, you would like vote for whatever political leader. I'm actually thinking of I realize that this might be applicable to like North America, but I was thinking more along the lines of I think there was like an Australian official who was like, I saw like a documentary about it. There was like that one Australian guy who like he got his house like firebombed or something, and his neighbor's house firebombed because Australia is wild. But the idea is that it's like, well, this is supposed to be like a functioning government system, like with this, you know, functioning government leader, but like because there are people behind the scenes that are trying to maintain their degree of power, right, regardless of how the system is supposed to work, like that is corrupt, right? If the Adrestian Empire, for example, right? Adrestian, right? That's the empire for, yeah. Corrupted implies it's subverted and undermined from its intended purpose. Yeah, boys. Yeah, so it's like, for Adrestia, for example, like, it sounded like Edelgard's dad isn't, like, necessarily against Edelgard, like, carving a new path for Adrestia, right? Like, that's not... It's not, like, against what they're doing, right? And I would say that for the church, for example, like, I don't even know if the church is necessarily, like, corrupt, right? It's like the church is trying to maintain, like, the crests and stuff. I guess you could say that that is a thing, right? So, like, they are using systems that are not necessarily full churchly duties to maintain the power of withholding crests and stuff. But I think that you could, like, you could frame it that the church is just like, yeah, they're responsible for managing crests. Like, that is what they were entrusted to do, because they are literally the worshippers of Sothis. And, like, all that power is entangled together and stuff, right? So... Right? The only thing I know about Australian politics is that a previous PM, Scott Morrison, shit himself in a public... like in a McDonald's. The crest system wasn't invented by the church, though. Yeah, but were they entrusted to, like, manage the crests and stuff? Like, was that, like, kind of agreed upon? Because, like... But, like, here's the thing, right? Is that it's like, what is the definition of corrupt, right? We're saying that, like, the definition implies that it is not doing what it is supposed to do, right? It is not a question of whether it is, like, against our moral compass. It's a question of, like, is the structure that it was instantiated to do this thing, is it doing that thing? Or is it, like, doing some kind of, like, manipulative, shady thing behind the scenes to, like, maintain power in some way, right? So, like, there was the whole thing with, I don't remember who, it was Catherine. Catherine talked about how it's like, we asked, like, oh, why did the church, like, punish the people in the particular place, right? And then Catherine was just like, I mean, it's not abnormal for the church to need to do those kinds of things. Like, we're just following our like, scriptures or whatever, basically. Right? So it's like, well, is that really corrupt? Right? I would say that it's corrupt if, for example, like, an example of the church being corrupt would be like, okay, you are supposed to manage the crest system and, like, you know, allow people of the faith to practice. And then actually, like, Rey is being manipulated by those who slither in the dark and, like, is accepting, I don't know, some surrogate of power or something to do something that is not the rule. Which, again, like, no spoilers, because, like, I don't know if that's, like, true, and then it's like, oh, wait, that's true, and that's kind of awkward, but, yeah. The way I see it is every faction is corrupt to some degree, whether out in the open or in the shadows. However, after playing through the game multiple times, I can say that the kingdom and church are okay. Mostly okay, at least. Well, again, like, we are talking about a definition, right? And it's not that, like, this is the absolute definition. Like, the point of a definition, right? You can think of definition as defining logic, right? So we have defined the logic in a particular way. So we're saying that corruption is, like, you are not doing your function, usually in service of, like, gathering power you're not supposed to have, right? Yeah, exactly. Systems can do bad things without being corrupt. Exactly. And the thing is, the definition of bad here is against our moral compass, right? So if they are doing something that is within their purview, that is against our moral compass, I can't actually say that it is corrupt. Right? Because my moral compass, or at least the general accepted moral compass, does not apply to this fictional world. Like, that's just not... Like, your thoughts and values don't actually, like, apply. I guess. Right? We need to understand what is happening in the world, not how we feel about what is happening in the world, in order to properly use the definition of corruption. Right? Which I think, you know, outside of hyperbole, like, this is, you know, I was pretty, I guess, outlining the extreme of what I'm trying to say. But in reality, we can infer a lot of the basic, like, human rights stuff. I think, you know, a human making a fictional world about humans will usually include basic human right things. So we can, like, question or raise our eyebrows when, like, Rhea executes people from the Western Church. You know what I mean? But, again, like, if we look at it, within the purview of the church, they are to execute blasphemers, basically, and they were performing blasphemy. Like, they raided the Holy Tomb. They were performing blasphemy. So it's like, well, is that corrupt? That's, like, the system. Like, that's the point of the system. That's what they're supposed to do. Making a definition, it's important to not make a circular, illogical loop. I mean, that's a little different, I think. Right? Because the point of that definition, right, or that topic, is that, like, there's an importance in how people view themselves, right? You know, because that touches on different topics. But also, yeah, there's a bunch of different thoughts or definitions for, like, what that means. But I think I generally think about stuff like definitions are stupid in general, right? Like, definitions will only ever be a frame of reference for us to understand what is happening. They're not like some truth. Right? A definition is never a truth. It's just like a frame of reference or logic that we've created so that we can understand things. Right? And I think there are people who like study this, right? Like there was shit. See, this is where you can tell that my lack of academic value, I guess, or ability shows, but there was someone who talked about like making definitions, or like what is the purpose of definitions, right? So and they talked about like they were hyper literal basically. So Max Stirner logic. Okay, let me see. Is that the person? Self-consciousness. Okay, I don't think that this is probably the person, but the point is that, like, okay, sorry, I was being asked a question. Okay. So what was I thinking? Okay, there are different people that have different reasons for like having the purpose of defining definitions, right? And one of the frameworks for defining definitions is that like you can never be so specific as in to define something. Like the more granular and specific you get to defining something, the more it opens it to like not being accurate. So people do this all the time with like, what is a sandwich? So it's like, is a sandwich like contents within 2 pieces of bread? Then you have to ask yourself like, what counts as bread? Or it's like, is cereal a soup? Right? Because like, how do you define soup? Well, soup is like a liquid that encompasses like other particulate matter into it. Right? And you can kind of see that like the purpose of definition here is lost because like you could call cereal a soup, but it's not useful to anybody to actually do that. Right? Outside of being a smartass. Right? So the point of it is that reveals that the purpose of a definition is to have like a reasonable logical framework to figure out other things. Like it has a utilitarian like value to defining it. Right? Yeah, define X in such a way that encompasses all possibilities without excluding anything within the category, e.g., what is a chair? Yeah, so then you kind of like ask yourself, well, is sitting on a desk a chair? Is sitting on the floor a chair? Right? The correct answer to is cereal a soup or any other such question is shut the fuck up. Yes. So again, like I'm just trying to say that like that is why definitions or outlining logic is like important, and that like if you have discourse around something or you're trying to discuss a topic, that like having some degree of qualifiers or logic that everyone agrees to so that we can understand what we're talking about is more important than the semantics of like, well, is cereal a soup, right? It's like a logical fallacy almost to be like, well, is cereal a soup? It's like, okay, we're saying that corruption has to specifically do with they are not performing their function and they're probably trying to do it to acquire power. That's what I can see as like being corrupt. And like we can add more stuff to that definition too, right? But I'm saying like the reason I'm defining it that way is to exclude the fact of like how I feel on the matter. Because I don't think it's fair to apply like modern day sensibilities to people who are literally throwing like, you know, students at mercenary bandits and murdering them with magic, right? Like that just doesn't make sense to me, right? So, you know, is the church corrupt? I think there was some other stuff that was written here. Most corrupt people here are the nobles taking advantage of the church and crest system. Edelgard's goal really aimed towards them. It's just Rhea's way of keeping them in power. The kingdom is literally corrupt with Cornelia using the government that is meant to help the people for her own gain. Yeah, exactly. So this is good, right? Within our definition, we can see that like Cornelia is manipulating the kingdom's government. That is literally a thing that they're doing. Like someone within the system is like manipulating that system in order to gain power of some kind. And I think Rance also outlined a really good one, which is that like the nobles are heavily invested in maintaining the power of the church, right? In order to like propagate the crest system, because the nobles want to leverage the crest system against like the non-crest class, right? So yeah, I would say that those are both like very solid examples within our definition, and I think within like an agreed upon definition that is like corruption, literally, right? Does that make sense? So it's like whatever the, you know, I guess other definitions of corruption, or you could say like that's not corruption or something, right? But like, yeah, I think that pretty well fits the mold of what we were going for, right? I see this a lot on public discords where two people have different definitions of something and believe they are arguing opposite sides, but are actually aggressively agreeing with one another. Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of ways that this manifests, not just aggressively agreeing, but like literally two people talking about different things, right? Which there's a framework that I was given for troubleshooting design problems, which was, it's like, do you guys agree on what the problem is? Do you agree that the problem needs to be solved? And do you agree on the solution? Like, these are the three different things that people can agree or disagree on when approaching a problem. So it's like, if you took the meta perspective of what we're talking about here, it's like, do we agree that, like, corruption is defined this way? Like, just ground rules, like, is this the problem that we are talking about? Do we agree with that? And the thing is, like, there can be discourse around that. You could be like, no, I actually think corruption should be defined this way. I think we should include these qualifiers. And then the onus is on me as the other person to be like, okay, I can see why you're including that. I think I'm okay including that. I don't think I want to include that part. And you can discuss at that level of like, do we agree this is what the problem is? Do we agree with that these are the logical qualifiers for the thing we are talking about, right? In essay format, this is usually what you do at the start in like the opening paragraph, because you go like, this is what we're talking about, and these are kind of the qualifiers, right? Like you're setting the stage for the reader, and what that's doing is getting the reader in the framework that you're going to be using in your argument, right? So that's the first step. It's like, do we agree on what the problem is? Do we agree on the logical qualifiers? And then this like kind of branches more off to like design problems and if you're solving design problems, but like, do we agree that the problem needs to be fixed? This is actually like a really important question when you're talking about like limited time and resources, which is like, okay, there's a bug with like loading characters on 144 like hertz monitors because the game is inherently like 30 to 60 FPS. So, like, there's, like, literally Fire Emblem doesn't load the portrait sometimes, I think, due to, like, capture frequency. Maybe there's another thing. But it's like, does that problem even need to be solved? And then you can, like, agree or disagree on that. And then I think the more important step, or, like, the conclusion step, right, is, like, do we agree on the solution? So, when Poi brings up, this person is manipulating the government and using these things and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Do we agree that that is defined as corruption? And then the thing is, like, I could even circle it back. Like, this can circle back to step one, right? Where it's like, you know what? I actually don't think that's... This is going to be a cereal is soup argument, so don't take it seriously. But, like, if we circle it back and we go, like, well, Cornelia is acting in self-interest, but realistically that's what she's supposed to do because she's being manipulated by those who slither in the dark. So she's not really being corrupt because she's serving her function, right? So like that's not actually corruption or something, which that's stupid. That's not a real argument, but right. But I'm saying that like you could circle back and be like, I think we missed this logical qualifier and we actually need to talk about that, right? And then you can like add to the definition, you can add to the like frame of reference with different forms of logic, right? And then walk forward, right? So the idea of applying this to design is that like you have qualifiers usually. Like your team has qualifiers. Like you want to do particular things. This is why I think the Dustborn analysis is very interesting to me personally, because like, you know, let's just assume we're on the same team about Dustborn, and it's like, well, what we want to do is we want to make a game that like displays that communication is important. Like we can show you how important communication is. And then if we look at our logical qualifiers, if that's a qualifier, then the story is ass backwards. Like we're not doing that, right? We're clearly not promoting a game that shows communication is valuable because of like this and this reasons, right? So it's like, do we agree that this game should be a game about like communication? Yes. I can almost assure you that the studio would be on board with that. Why are you Why are you literally nutting on me while I'm trying to explain something? Stop it. It's like, do we agree on that? And then like that can progress forward and move like through the 3 steps that I was talking about, right? Why the fuck you bonking me? I'm trying to yap. Keep talking? What the fuck? Yeah. So I think that framework is pretty good. Again, like all other definitions, it's just a framework, right? Like we can see the value in doing it that way, but if you wanted to facilitate a more free discussion, right, that does not like follow more specifically those steps, right? I think in practicality, this is more a way you would like approach a scenario and then like it's either applicable or not applicable, because people do random bullshit all the time, right? Like when you're talking to them, it's like they'll just like deviate from it, and then you're like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like I was asking you whether or not we think this is a problem that needs to be solved, and then like you added a logical qualifier and like completely subverted where we were going with the conversation, right? So it's like in my attempts to say like, is this a problem we need to solve, right? You like diverted and like added a bullshit reason, and it's like, what the fuck? Do the bonking, I'll do the splash. What the fuck? Okay, yeah. So let me reread this, or read out words. The Empire was built on the foundation of the Church, the crest system, so I don't even see that as especially corrupt. Immoral, yeah, but not corrupt. The Empire was built on the foundation of the Church. Oh, what, like the nobles maintaining the power of the Church? What if there's corruption in a corrupt system? So that would be an example of like, someone is manipulating the government, but then that's literally the example that I was talking about. It's like someone's manipulating a government such that for that to be corrupt, but then the people who are doing the manipulating are also being manipulated by another shadow force that is also corrupting their system. So for example, if everyone in Abyss like had a say or like a play in manipulating the current state of the Church, but then the people in Abyss who believe that they are doing it among their own will, like their leadership is actually commanded by like those who slither in the dark. That would be an example of a corrupting force corrupting the Church, but their like force is actually corrupted by another outward thing. If it's a system is faulty, it keeps forcing its way on other people. Is it corrupted? Edelgard's answer would be yes, hence why she says it's corrupt. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that I don't think that that is within the purview of, like, our definition of corruption, right? That's more talking about, like, public morals, right? Where, like, it's Edelgard's opinion that it is not moral to propagate the crest system, right? But, like, the thing is, like, the Church's purview, or what they're supposed to be doing, is maintaining the crest system, right? Like, so is that corrupt or not? Right, is sort of the question. And I think, like, it's more or less corrupt because, like, the way that the nobles leverage the power of the crest system is to stop. The way the nobles like leverage the crest system is probably closer to corruption than not, I think. Maybe. Right? Because they're doing it basically in self-interest to like hold power over other people. Right? Whereas you could maybe say that the church's purpose is supposed to be like maintaining the crest system but in a peaceful manner, right? Like it's not supposed to propagate classism basically. So I don't know. And again, the point of it isn't that like it can still be against our set of morals, right? Like I think that it's fair for it to be against our morals, and that's like the purpose of telling these stories is to like put it into some fantasy land where like they didn't consider these things, and then Edelgard comes around and starts talking about like, hey, maybe that's kind of fucked up. And then we get to consider that as a theme, right? Would attempted assassination count as a corrupt action? Usually the purpose of assassinating someone is to like propagate power for another person, so probably yeah. So it's like if there were two governing bodies and then one half of the governing body like basically propagated an assassination attempt. Or you could even say that like public manipulation of information pushed someone to like attempt an assassination. I think that is a form of corruption, no? Like the role of an individual is not to perform assassinations. Or like the role of a governing body is not to suggest assassination is a good idea. Like the role of a governing body is to like maintain the best for, you know, who you're governing over. So like trying to acquire more power for self-imposed reasons by like attempting assassination is probably not, you know. Oh, what if I get corrupted? I turn into a succubus. That's what happens when I get corrupted. I've literally already done that. I was more saying that her definition of corrupt is something else, hence why she uses that word. Yeah, and again, like, so here's the thing. So we made a definition for corruption, right? And we see it one particular way. The important thing, or very important thing to do, is to recognize that we defined the logic, and because we defined the logic, we can just discard it, right? So Edelgard's definition of corruption, like in order to properly understand what Edelgard is saying, what we need to do is apply her definition so that we can understand it, right? It is not important to me or literally anybody for any kind of productive discourse to say like, well, your definition is wrong and it should be this way. So let's like, we will get to that, but first you need to actually understand what they're saying. So like what she's talking about is more in relation to like public morals and saying that it is not okay to like propagate a power structure based on people who like have or do not have powers, right? So like that is more cleanly in line with how she is defining corruption, right? And I think that that's fair. Like that makes a lot of sense. Like if you think about it from that angle, it makes a lot of sense, right? And then you can ask yourself, well, like, do you personally agree with that, right? For whatever reason. So it's like for me, again, like, yeah, I don't think maintaining like a class structure is good, right? However, I don't think it should be at the like it shouldn't be at the point of malice, right? And like I think that was the problem that I had with Edelgard on the Dimitri writ, right? Where like it basically seemed like she was mainly motivated through malice of like the bad things that happened to her, and that like she thinks all the nobles are fucked with fuck. I was gonna say fuckwads, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but like, and I basically like look at that and go like, all right, Edelgard, like, chill, gamer, chill. So Edelgard is correct. So we just kill everyone on our way to accomplish a new status quo. I never said that. 5+ years and we're still talking about this game's story, characters, ideals, morals, etc. It takes a special kind of game to do that. Okay. I appreciate that you like this game and think this game is good, because I agree that it is probably a good game. However, I want to say that the discussion or propagation is actually just a skill issue, and people don't know or understand how to interpret the game well enough or understand the different things that are happening. Because think about it this way. If you looked at all the sides of the story and then you understood, you removed yourself from it, right? There's no like weighing in on the actual morals of the characters or what you think is correct or not. You just go, this is what Edelgard is saying, this is what Dimitri is saying, this is what Claude is saying, this is what the church is saying. And you go like, these are what all these people are saying. I don't have to choose which one is correct. This is just what is happening in this story. There's nothing to talk about anymore. You just outline what the information is and people are free to like make their decisions, right? Like, the things that get in the way are when, like, you describe what all of the forces are, and then you need to interject by saying, well, I think Edelgard is correct because of my personal experiences. Or I say, the church is correct because my personal experiences. Right? So it's like, as soon as you apply the lens of you to any of the things that are happening in the game, you determine what is right or wrong, based on your own logical qualifiers. Right? So, skill issue. The people talking about the discourse of this game are not interested in understanding what is happening. They just want to tell you that the Empire is bad. So, skill issue. Edelgard, much like Dimitri, changes for the better if she's with the professor. Fair. Not necessarily. When someone plays it for the first time, they'll discuss it. That's the case for any game, no matter the quality. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. So what I like about this game, you really make a difference in your students' lives, both gameplay and story-wise. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I like this game too, and I think the story is very interesting. But I do think it's funny. Rookie mistake, assuming the audience agrees with and endorses any aspect of the morality in the fiction they consume. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, people can't separate themselves, right? Like, they're just unable to. Like, people... Which, again, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, is a skill issue, right? Like, I don't know. In my opinion, I think that it is a skill issue to be unable to separate yourself from, like, the going-ons of either, like, the stuff happening around you or your media, right? And that's not to say, again, like, let's not make the jump in logic. Like, that's not to say that it is correct or incorrect to be separated or not separated from your media. I think that it is fair to, like, consume a part of a media and then, like, you know, relate to or not relate to it. Like, that's literally why we have empathy for things in stories or, like, the authors or whatever, for example. Like, there's value in doing that, right? But it's not all-encompassing. Like, it's a little bit of both. It's a balance, right? So it's fine to, like, discard when it is not valuable to you and to embrace when it is valuable to you, right? So, like, I don't know, man. People usually use things to talk about themselves and their own ideas. Yeah. And the cool thing about me playing stuff is that I don't need to talk about the actual ideas, because the only thing that I care about is the metastructure of how we think about things. That's what I care about the most. You could say whatever you want in Dustborn. The things you're saying in Dustborn could be great, for all I know. Like, I could like or hate it, or, you know, it doesn't matter where I weigh in on, like, the actual idea content of Dustborn. It's the fact that they're saying it in the stupidest way possible. Is that not an idea in and of itself? Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's funny. That, like, yes, the idea is that, like, the only ideology that I care to talk about is the one that is applicable to everything. How dare you? Stop it. The only idea that I know for real is that. You know what's a real skill issue? Redo the map over 3 times even with all of the divine pulses? Yeah, that's probably a skill issue. But yeah, it's like people get wrapped up in stuff, and it's kind of like, listen, man, skill issue. Which I'll admit, you know, that's not possible all the time. I also get baited and outsmarted. So. Alright, was that a good enough yap? Can I go now? Am I allowed to leave now? I want to go. I want to leave. I have to go. Oh, you know. The TLDR is that, like, be aware of the fact that your mind makes up qualifiers and that you are allowed to, in a meta sense, question your own qualifiers and question the qualifiers of other people and why that logic exists in the first place. And when you get really good at it, you can become a game designer and then just, you can make up your own qualifiers for what's good and then just like gaslight yourself into thinking you made a good game. Cough, cough, Dustborn developers. Cough. You know what's a skill issue? Missing an 87% hit rate. You're gonna play the game? Because I think this map is kind of short but intense. Oh no, this is a grinding map. This is not a real map. And also, I will be leaving. Dustborn is honestly so bad at trying to portray its message. It comes off like it's making fun of people it's trying to champion. Yeah, and that's the thing that we've sort of seen, right? Is that the techniques that they use like correlates with skill. That's actually super true, you know? I really wish that I could, you know, just pull Inanna from the Sword of Convallaria banner, but I can't. So but yeah, Rance, that's the point I'm trying to get at, which is that it's like, I don't care what Dustborn is saying. Like, I can disagree with it on a personal level, but the reality of why Dustborn is bad is not because of its ideas that it is trying to portray. It's that it is flaccidly incapable of trying to portray its ideas. Like, it's so bad, it's embarrassing. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go, all right? So, thanks for listening to my yap. Appreciate you listening to my yapperino, and I'm gonna go. So, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow we are going to be continuing Dustborn because I hate myself, and we'll see what that brings. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.